Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Complete Inkle Library Bundle of June 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have TR49, a brilliant enigmatic puzzle narrative game that functions as a deep dive into a mysterious vintage archival machine. This game casts you as Abby, an operative tasked with navigating a 1940s-style computer terminal housed in a crypt. Your objective is to sort through a sprawling collection of fictional books, journals, and scientific treatises to locate a singular, world-altering text. The gameplay is a meticulous loop of deduction and data entry. You input 4-digit codes to access fragments of text, which you must then cross-reference with available titles to unlock further information. It is a satisfyingly cerebral experience that demands you pay close attention to every detail. Because the game refuses to hold your hand, you're left to swim in the deep end, piecing together the narrative from scattered, often cryptic findings. While this lack of direction might feel daunting initially, the game's intuitive internal notebook keeps your discoveries organized, helping you track leads as they cascade into deeper, stranger mysteries. Though the experience is mostly sedentary, the atmosphere is incredibly immersive. The haptic feedback and the tactile sensation of interacting with the machine make you feel like you're truly operating historical hardware. Furthermore, the outstanding voice acting and the tension surrounding the unfolding, reality-bending thriller keep you hooked for the roughly 7-hour duration. TR49 is an exceptional, literary-minded mystery that rewards your patience with a complex, rewarding puzzle, and it is a must-play for fans of detective-style deduction games. And number 2 we have Expelled, a detective game that challenges you to solve and cover up a crime within the confined setting of Miss Mulligatawny's School for Promising Girls. Set in the 1920s, you play as Verity Amersham, a scholarship student who is framed for smashing a stained glass window and shoving another girl through it. You have until the end of the school day to clear your name or frame someone else. The game functions like a point-and-click adventure with a unique time loop mechanic. Each loop begins at 7:30 AM and you must make choices, such as where to go, whom to talk to, or which evidence to hide while navigating strict time pressure. Initially, this can feel frustrating as you lack the information needed to make optimal decisions. You might feel punished by the game's authority figures or constrained by the limited agency granted to a student. However, the experience improves as you learn character schedules and uncover secrets. Crucially, you eventually realize you should embrace becoming an antagonist. By accumulating bad points, you unlock new, more malicious actions, transforming the gameplay into a delightfully cathartic exercise in depravity. Once you stop trying to be a model student and start leading into being an absolute nightmare to your classmates, the game's true potential shines. With engaging, well-written characters and complex mysteries to unravel, this follow-up to Overboard successfully evolves its predecessor's formula, offering a rewarding, malicious, and highly entertaining detective experience that encourages you to be the villain. And number 3 we have A Highland Song, a beautiful yet challenging journey through the rugged Scottish Highlands, brought to life by the folks at Inkle. This game captures the stark beauty and harsh reality of Scotland, blending folklore with a heartfelt coming-of-age tale. You step into the shoes of Moira, a feisty Highland lass who sets off to meet her uncle Hamish at a lighthouse during the Beltane festival. As Moira, you will navigate steep hills, stormy weather, and mythical creatures while exploring the stunning hand-painted landscapes. The gameplay combines platforming, light puzzles, and rhythmic deer-chasing sequences set to lively folk tunes. The controls are simple, but require precision, especially when climbing treacherous cliffs or navigating dense paths. With a map full of shortcuts and hidden routes, you'll need to use your wits to reach your destination before time runs out. Each misstep can be frustrating, but these moments are balanced by the game's evocative storytelling and warm voice acting. Visually, A Highland Song is a feast, showcasing Scotland's moody weather, rolling hills, and ancient ruins. The art style, paired with a rich folk soundtrack featuring bands like Talisk and Fourth Moon, immerses you in a land where every stone and story feels alive. Though the journey can be tough, it is the perfect tribute to the grit and magic of the Highlands. If you're up for a beautifully brutal adventure that's equal parts folklore and frustration, This game is worth the climb. At number 9 we have Heaven's Vault, an ambitious adventure game that takes you on a journey across a nebula, tasked with uncovering a forgotten past by deciphering an ancient, lost language. You play as Alia, an archaeologist accompanied by a mysterious robot, sailing through moons to piece together clues about a missing researcher. The game's greatest strength is its superb dialogue-heavy writing. The relationship and banter between Alia and her robotic companion feel authentic, providing meaningful character development that remains engaging throughout the experience. The unique central mechanic of translating obscure symbols and glyphs offers a fresh intellectual challenge, making you feel like a true scholar unraveling the history of this world. However, the experience is hindered by significant gameplay frustrations. While the story shines, the exploration is often tedious. As you progress, you must sail through the nebula to find new locations. If you lack specific clues, you're forced to aimlessly navigate in a process that feels like a frustrating game of Battleship. This travel, combined with repetitive translation cycles, where you're forced to repeatedly retranslate identical sentences simply to fix minor obvious errors, becomes an exasperating chore. Visually, the game presents an interesting mix of 3D environments and 2D characters, though it can feel sparse and camera angles occasionally obscure your view. Heaven's Vault is a title for players with immense patience. If you prioritize deep character-driven storytelling and are willing to endure tedious travel and repetitive mechanics, you'll find a rewarding, albeit taxing, narrative experience. At number 5 we have Sorcery, Parts 1 and 2, an expertly crafted digital evolution of the classic 80s gamebook. Rather than simple text, this adaptation invites you into a sprawling interactive journey through the land of Kakhabad, where you hunt for the stolen crown of kings. At its core, the game is a journey across an unfolding map, filled with meaningful decisions, character encounters, and resource management. While the first chapter feels like a traditional adventure, the experience truly blossoms in the second chapter, Kare, which introduces ambitious mechanics and a treacherous urban environment designed to test your wits. You'll navigate dangerous encounters using a unique puzzle-like combat system and a tactical spell-casting mechanic that utilizes intuitive star-based inputs. While the interface, specifically the inventory and spell management, can occasionally feel clumsy and too much screen flipping, these are minor gripes in an otherwise polished experience. The inclusion of a time rewind mechanic is a vital addition, allowing you to experiment with dangerous choices or recover from fatal errors without frustration. This makes failure feel more like an entertaining part of the adventure than a punishing end. As you progress, you shift from a vulnerable traveler to a capable flint-eyed adventurer. Whether you're seeking a nostalgic trip or a sophisticated modern RPG that honors its tabletop roots, this title rewards you with tight design, deep replayability, and a world that feels alive with secrets. It is a triumphant modern take on a beloved format that you should experience. At number 6 we have Sorcery, Part 3, a fascinating evolution of interactive fiction that elevates the classic choose-your-own-adventure formula into something remarkably coherent and bold. Based on Steve Jackson's original gamebooks, this entry marks a significant departure from the linear paths of its predecessors. Instead of guiding you through a constrained narrative, it invites you to explore the sprawling, undulating wilds of Kakhabad with unprecedented freedom. At its core, you're still on a quest to defeat the evil Archmage and recover the stolen crown of kings. However, Inkle Studios has masterfully applied the lessons learned from their acclaimed title 80 Days to create an open world that feels both immersive and deep. The game's most impressive mechanical innovation allows you to manipulate regions of the map to travel through time, offering you the chance to experience the same locations across thousands of years of history. While the game is best enjoyed if you bring your character through from previous installments, it remains accessible to newcomers. The presentation is beautiful, with hand-drawn art and a tactile intuitive map interface. Though the PC version suffers from clumsy UI elements, particularly with the occasionally buggy spellcasting system and inventory management, the brilliance of the writing and the complexity of the choices overshadow these technical hitches. It is a brave, sophisticated experience that rewards experimentation, encourages you to learn from your failures via a clever rewind mechanic, and stands as a definitive high point for modern digital gamebooks. It is a truly majestic, multi-layered adventure. At number 7 we have Sorcery, Part 4, the triumphant conclusion to Inkle's masterful series, adapting Steve Jackson's classic gamebooks into an intricate, evolving digital RPG. As you step into the final chapter, you find yourself at the gates of Mampang, the formidable fortress of the evil Archmage. The goal is simple: recover the stolen crown of kings. However, the journey is anything but straightforward. The game shines by weaving your previous choices from the earlier parts into a narrative web that feels deeply personal. Whether you rely on combat, deception, or powerful spell casting, you must navigate a world that remembers your past actions. A unique innovation is the removal of the rewind feature once you cross the Citadel's threshold. This brilliant design choice forces you to live with your mistakes, making every encounter feel genuinely perilous and high stakes. While the game is visually beautiful, with its three-dimensional maps and clever text-based presentation, it is not without minor technical frustrations. The spellcasting interface, which translates poorly from touchscreen to PC, remains a clunky, buggy nuisance. Yet, this flaw fails to dim the overall experience. Sorcery Part 4 is a spectacular achievement, offering an enormous variety of ways to reach your goal. It is far longer and more complex than its predecessors, perfectly balancing exploration with tight, directed storytelling. By the time you reach the climactic finale, you'll likely agree that this is one of the finest RPGs ever made, rewarding you for your curiosity and demanding that you think harder than ever before. At number 8 we have 80 Days, a brilliant narratively driven adventure game that reimagines Jules Verne's classic tale as an intricate steampunk-inspired globe-trotting journey. You step into the role of Jean Passepartout, the loyal manservant of the reserved English gentleman Phileas Fogg, tasked with the monumental challenge of circumnavigating the Earth in just 80 days. As you embark on this expedition, you're not merely a passive observer, you're the manager of Fogg's itinerary, finances, and health. The game excels by turning a simple race against time into a rich exploration of human connection. You'll navigate a world filled with mechanical marvels, from hovercrafts to airships, while managing the delicate balance between travel efficiency and personal wins. You choose the routes, barter for goods to fund your transit, and make countless decisions that shape the tone of your adventure. What makes 80 Days truly remarkable is its emphasis on the human element of travel. It is a game that prioritizes the people you meet and the conversations you hold. Whether you choose to be stoic or kind, judgmental or open, your interactions carry weight, creating a deeply personal narrative. It is frequently high-spirited and humorous, yet capable of capturing profound moments of melancholy. With its diverse cast, anti-colonial undertones, and the constant rhythmic tension of the clock ticking down, 80 Days offers a masterful, replayable experience that proves the true essence of any grand adventure lies not in the final destination, but in the experiences gathered along the way. At number 9 we have Overboard, a delightfully chaotic narrative adventure set aboard a 1930s cruise ship. You play as Veronica Valenci, a glamorous yet cold British starlet who's just thrown her husband overboard. Your task is to survive the next 8 hours without getting caught, or better yet, frame someone else for the crime. Overboard excels in giving you endless choices, from charming fellow passengers to plotting more sinister deeds. Each decision you make affects how others perceive you, and the consequences can be both hilarious and shocking. The game's vibrant Art Deco-inspired visuals and jazzy score perfectly capture the era, immersing you in this twisted tale of deceit. Navigating the ship is a strategic affair, as you must manage your time wisely to cover your tracks. The dialogue system offers a rich variety of options, letting you explore multiple pathways and outcomes. Whether you're seducing the dashing Commander Anders or trying to outwit the sharp-witted Major Singh, every interaction is packed with potential surprises. Replayability is a key strength here, with new objectives and secrets emerging with each playthrough. The ability to rewind scenes adds a layer of forgiveness, but the real thrill comes from embracing the chaos and seeing where your choices lead. Overboard is an irresistibly entertaining murder mystery that invites you to revel in its dark humor and clever gameplay. Just don't be surprised if you find yourself coming back for one more round of mayhem. At number 10 we have Pendragon Narrative Tactics, a marriage of Arthurian storytelling and turn-based strategy, brought to life by Inkle. It is an elegant replayable experience that tasks you with guiding heroes across a battlefield toward the final confrontation with Camlan. While the game features a striking stained glass visual style, its true strength lies in how it integrates narrative choices with tactical combat. In battle, you navigate a squad across a non-standard grid of squares. Movement and positioning are critical. Claiming territory is vital, but because combat is lethal, a single hit can kill you or your opponent, every engagement is a high-stakes risk. As you traverse the map, you unlock abilities and encounter events that shape your character's stories. Interactions between companions, such as treacherous betrayals or heroic acts of loyalty, directly impact your progress and combat capabilities. The game is admittedly difficult. You'll likely face many failures before succeeding, but this design encourages you to learn from mistakes and refine your strategy. Success feels satisfying, especially as you begin to anticipate enemy movements and understand the nuances of the terrain. However, the rules can occasionally feel opaque. The morale system governing time in combat is sometimes inscrutable, and the AI's behavior can be unpredictable, leaving you guessing about your next move. Despite these minor frustrations, Inkle succeeds in weaving a compelling tale of chivalry and tragedy. Pendragon demands patience and persistence, but it offers a rewarding, deeply atmospheric journey that'll keep you coming back to Camelot time and again. And that's all for this bundle. The complete Inkle library is an absolute win. For just $20, you're snagging a masterclass in reactive storytelling that puts your average AAA titles to shame. Whether you're diving into a legendary 80 days, uncovering mysteries in Heaven's Vault, or navigating the brutal choices in Sorcery, this haul is pure gold. Do not sleep on this drop. It's a massive library of high-tier narrative bangers for a fraction of the cost. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.